Delinquency case against former SAA Board Chairperson Dudu Myeni has been adjourned for the day. Myeni's legal team isn't happy with the state. Heidi Jokos was in court for all that drama. She's back in studio now. So Heidi, we saw 2 hours being lost this morning. Tell us why.
Exactly. So the court was supposed to start at 9:30 this morning, and when ALTA and SA Pilots Association got up to cross-examine Dudu Myeni, they noticed that she had some notes with her. And immediately they said, what are those notes? We want access to those notes. Because when somebody is under cross-examination, they are not allowed to consult with their legal team, nor are they allowed to have notes that the other legal team hasn't looked over. So we had to adjourn for that until both legal teams exchanged those notes. As soon as that break was over with, Dudu Myeni's legal team stood up and said that they want to bring in new documents, new bundles of evidence for Dudu Myeni to refer to during her testimony, during her evidence. And of course, ALTA and the Pilots Association were against this, saying that this is another delay. And Dudu Myeni had enough time for pre-trial. She had enough time and opportunity to present heads of arguments, to present which documents she's going to be using when she testifies in court. And she did not do so. The judge even intervened and said, you have been given ample opportunity, and it's going to be unfair for me now not to allow you to bring in those new documents. Then the judge recommended that there should be a new application brought forward by Dudu Myeni's legal team. Mind you, this would have been the 6th new application by Dudu Myeni's legal team. That's when ALTA and Pilots Association said, it's okay, just rather bring in the new evidence before we have yet another delay. So let's listen to some of that argument from today.
Milady, the documents that the first defendant wants to hand up are not part of the evidence bundles. She tells us that she looked at her SAA hard drive and found them. Of the 3 I saw, 2 had been discovered originally, but never placed in a bundle, an evidence bundle. And the 3rd we've never seen, which comes directly from her hard drive. The one that comes directly from her hard drive, milady, I must point out that in her initial discovery affidavit, she swore under oath that those were the sum total of the documents in her control or under her possession, under her control or in her possession, which turns out to be untrue and therefore a perjury, because she had a hard drive and she only chose to look at it this weekend.
Yeah, okay, so then of course the Airbus deal also in sharp focus still.
Most definitely, and I think this is also something her legal team has brought up to say it's been 3 days now and we're still on this deal. But basically, ALTA and the Pilots Association is putting pressure on Dudu Myeni to answer as to why she did not sign on the swap transaction with Airbus. It was a deal that was negotiated about 15 years before the initial transaction took place, where Airbus would swap out old aircraft for new aircraft. But SAA then went back to Airbus and said, because these planes are so outdated, why don't you lease us new aircraft that are more modernized, that don't consume so much fuel and so forth. But when Dudu Myeni came in, she said there needs to be an African leasing company that leases these planes. And executives at SA said, but there aren't African leasing companies that have these expertise, that are able to do this kind of job. And the finance minister indicated that she needs to sign off on this deal urgently, because if she does not do so, it's going to cost the airline billions. They are going to forfeit that deal, and it's going to put the airline in a very difficult position. And Dudu Myeni failed to do so, despite the fact that there was a clear instruction by then Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene to do so, and we are still unsure why she didn't sign it. And this is something that the legal team is pushing her on. Even the judge is saying, it's day 3 and I still don't understand why you did not sign off on that deal, given the fact that you got clear instruction from the shareholder.
So Heidi, I'm very tired. I need to go home. I need to go home right now. I'm kidding. Obviously, Dudu Myeni raised that as a matter of concern today. She said she was tired and she needed a break.
Yes, so I mean, they were in the middle of arguments, and her legal team stood up and said that they find it extremely unfair that ALTA is going around in circles on the same deal for 3 days now, and they feel as though their client is very tired and they should adjourn. They adjourned for 20 minutes earlier than what they were supposed to, and the judge asked Dudu Myeni if she's feeling tired. She said yes, she would prefer to adjourn. She says it's been a very long day and it's been very complex. But the issue here is the fact that her legal team finds it unfair that the cross-examination is taking so long on an Airbus deal. But it needs to take so long because there are so many elements and board resolutions and documents that ALTA and Pilots Association are in possession of. But let's listen to some of the interaction from today.
Since Friday afternoon, we've been rotating around this issue about why the board or the chair didn't do anything to give effect to the instructions of the Minister of the 11th of September.
I know you're tired, so I'm going to let you go, okay? Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Heidi Jacques bringing us that story. She'll continue to monitor it for ENCA.